Welcome to our overview of Fieldmagic. In today's video, we'll be learning how to set up a recurring job and how to schedule that job. The first thing that we'll do is we'll go into one of our customers. Let's go to ACE Security. We'll select the search bar and click Go to find our customer. We'll click into ACE Security and we'll go onto the toolbox on the right-hand side and select our recurring jobs. Here we can see all of our different recurring jobs, and of course we can create a brand new recurring job. First things first, let's select the period. How often do we want this recurring job to happen? I'm going to do a monthly job. I'll select my site. I'm going to do my Indiana Springs site. The next job creation date is when we want the job to first start. So I'm going to say on the 30th of September. Now this date will only ever get set once, and this will automatically update once your first monthly job has been completed, and you'll never have to set this date again. The due date, we can set that to either the same day or push out that due date from 7 days from when the job is created. I'll just stick with same day in this scenario. We'll select the priority, so this will color code the job. So we're just going to say this is a normal priority job. We can also set an expiry date, so if we want this recurring job to stop being created after, say, the end of a contract. And of course, we can also say whether this job relates to a specific type of asset that will need to get linked onto this job every time it's created. So in this case, I might go and do a air conditioning unit. Now, every month, the air conditioning assets will automatically be added to that recurring job if I have multiple air conditioning unit assets linked to that site. So Fieldmagic will just take care of automatically linking those assets. Optionally, you can also select a checklist if you'd like a certain checklist to be completed when you do those servicing. So in this case, I may want to, for example, do a temperature checklist that will automatically get added to that job. Okay, we can go and automatically create that job if we like as well, or in most cases, you can also have a manual review process if you'd like as well. So in this case, we're going to look at the manual review process, and I won't select the automatically create. So the job will be manually created through a review process, which I'll show you. Okay, we can select if the job is billable, and of course we can set the amounts of the billable job once that's been created. So maybe we're charging $125 for that monthly service. Yeah, we'll go and say monthly aircon service. And if there's a purchase order number for that, we can also put that into there. Okay, and of course we can select, say, department as well, if there's a department that we'd like to track. Save that. Asset type already exists in the site. Now this will warn you if there's already an existing service job for that type of asset. In this case, we're just using a demo system, so I'm just going to ignore that and say yes. Okay, that'll create the recurring job, gets added to the list of all of my different types of recurring jobs for all of my different types of assets. Now, in order for me to see all of my upcoming service jobs that need to be done, I simply go into the top over here to our Generate Scheduled Jobs toolbox, and this will show me all of my upcoming jobs that need to be created and then assigned for completion. So we can see the default filter is either due or overdue. So these jobs here will either be jobs that are overdue or jobs that are immediately due. I can also filter and see jobs that are due into the future. So I can say, let's see jobs for the next 14 days. And of course, I can even see jobs into the future. And here we can see the job that we've just set up as our monthly aircon service. If you wanted to as well, you can also filter by customer, by site, asset type, and schedule and technician, just depending on your use case and how much, how many jobs that you have upcoming. So we'll select that to generate the job. That will then create the job and put it into a jobs queue ready for assigning that job. Now, to assign the job, you simply go onto our toolbar on the left-hand side, and you can open and close this and see all of the different modules. And simply go into the jobs module, and we can then filter our jobs and have a look at all jobs that are awaiting for scheduling. And we can see our monthly aircon service job, along with all of the gray color-coded jobs that are still yet to be scheduled for somebody to complete. So we'll go into the job. We will notice that the job defaults to awaiting scheduling. We can also see on our toolbox on the right-hand side any assets that are already linked to that site have already been automatically linked to this job with the status of awaiting completion. And again, this is only if your recurring job needs to track and service the assets. Of course, not all recurring jobs are for asset inspection, so you can have a recurring job that doesn't link any assets. We can also see the linked checklist that was automatically attached when we set up that recurring job has automatically attached here as well. Okay, now the only thing we need to do is go and click schedule our tasks. That'll schedule any pending activities for this job. Now all of your recurring jobs will by default show one activity to schedule, which is the recurring task for that job. And you simply go and click schedule our tasks. We can then see the job due date, which is the 30th of September. We can simply then click go to date, go to the 30th of September, and drag and drop and assign that job to when it needs to be done. And that concludes our brief overview of how to create a recurring job, how the scheduling works, and how you can manage your operations through Fieldmagic.